Hello everyone, welcome to your next section. This one's going to be a really quick and light one. There's not going to be anything you need to necessarily know for any chapter problem or learning. However, I wanted to give just a little bit more time to showing you some more practical examples of data science and data scientists in general. So what you're going to learn today is like what a data scientist looks like. I'm basically going to show you my LinkedIn account so you can see what some of the stuff on my resume looks like, and hopefully that'll give you a little bit more credence that, I know what I'm doing here. I'm also going to show you a data science example that inspired me to get into the field in the first place, basically just a simple website. And then I'm going to show you this fantastic graph that I found that it basically just shows, a lot of the skills that you need as a data scientist in a really easy or, maybe not easy, but a palatable way. And it's quite comprehensive, which is nice. There are no definitions for this section, guys, because I'm just trying to show you, some more examples and maybe get you interested in the field a little bit more. And there's not going to be any syntax for this. So we're just going to hop into a browser, okay, guys? So here is my LinkedIn profile. I run my own business. I'm a data scientist and consultant, so it's at Analytics. That's my name. So that's what I do when I'm not teaching classes at Udemy. You'll see that I have, some experience doing web scraping. I've done a lot of statistical modeling, Bayesian analysis, machine learning, you name it. I've worked at incubators building artificial intelligence algorithms. I've been, worked for universities. I've worked with my business. I work with cryptocurrency clients. I deal with universities still, non-for-profit journalism. You name it, I've probably dipped my feet into a sector of work or a sector of the business in some way, shape, or form. I've worked in health, basically because data is data, and I understand the applications of it in many different contexts when there's lots of it. There are all kinds of people that are interested in that kind of work. Usually you don't see a lot of data scientists having their own consultancy. As a data scientist, you usually work with bigger companies. However, I've been able to carve out a little thing of my own. This I wanted to show you was one of the first things that got me into data science. This is something I read about 4 or 5 years ago that was really inspiring to me. I love music. I love hip hop. I love all music, and it's a natural language processing project where a guy analyzed all of the words in Shakespeare plays and also looked at all of the lyrics for a bunch of hip hop artists and looked and counted the amount of unique words that were in, a rapper's discography to Shakespeare's, written play corpus. And this is what he found. He built a really cool interactable so that you can look at not only who the person is, but how many unique words they had. So you'll see around here, around 5,000 where this line is the amount of unique words that Shakespeare has, and that there are quite a few popular artists that, have more unique words than all of Shakespeare's plays. And you have to consider that, most artists only have 4 or 5 albums, and you can't fit a lot of text into rap lyrics. So the amount of unique words in this is quite amazing. And this was really inspiring to me because I started to say, okay, well, that's interesting to me. Tupac is super known for for being a great rapper, but he doesn't have as many unique words as, let's say, Killah Priest, who's a guy from Wu-Tang Clan. Eminem, a super famous rapper known for his incredible skill, seems to not use that many unique words, and it's more about percussion or quality of the word than the uniqueness of it or what specific word he's using. So this was very interesting. Oh, and lastly, we can look at by region. So we have he even included East Coast, West Coast, North, and South and Midwest, which is great. And here's the Wu-Tang Clan, guys. So just the Wu-Tang Clan alone, at least the guys that he analyzed, were all basically right at or above Shakespeare. So this was really inspiring to me because I was like, wow, you can do all this work on, hip hop just for fun, and 35,000 lyrics. These numbers were so large to me, and I started to realize you can't do this by hand. You have to use code. And so I started to look into applications of data science in music, and that's where I started. So data science is really cool in that you can marry it to some other application or some other specialization and do really unique things if you're creative with it. So the last thing I want to show you guys is this image here. I'm gonna boot it up a little bit more. This is developed by a guy named Swami. It's very comprehensive, but what it's kind of showing you are all of the individual skills or concepts that a data scientist uses, knows, or like applies in daily life. You'll see that there's like 10 categories from like fundamentals of like data science fundamentals, but then we go into statistics and programming, how to deal with big data, visualization. So we're gonna touch on a lot of this stuff, but not for very long. Obviously, it's only a 15-hour class after all. So there are things that we're gonna touch in fundamentals, such as data frames. We're gonna look a little bit at JSON data. We'll probably talk a bit about databases, but SQL databases. Eventually, we will move into statistics, where we'll talk about histograms and like what p-values mean. We'll do some descriptive statistics. In programming, we're going to learn all about lists and arrays and CSV data. Big data we'll talk about, but we're not going to spend too much time on this because it'll take forever. But we're going to be doing all of the application of this on smaller data that can run on your computer, as opposed to something that you're going to have to pay money for to like initialize and set up. We are going to do a lot with visualizations. So we're going to do like scatter plots and bar plots. We're going to play with machine learning a little bit at the end. We're going to do random forests. They got to be around here somewhere. And support vector machines. We're going to do sentiment analysis with natural language processing. We're going to use NLTK. So there's a lot of words in here that by the end of this class you're going to be familiar with. So please do, by the time you get to the end of chapter 10, come back to this and see what you've learned. Even fill it in if you want. That's all I really wanted to show you guys. This is a really nice representation of the amount of skills that a data scientist needs in order to be successful. But you got to start somewhere. I don't even know all of this stuff. Like there are still points in here that I need to know more. So it's a forever progression. It's forever growth. Okay, guys, let's just recap on this. What did we learn? I showed you a little bit about my experience as a data scientist. I showed you something that was inspiring and cool to me. As well as a really kind of comprehensive set of skills to show you like how A, difficult it is to be a data scientist, but B, how the progress is just, continuous. You have to learn always, even when you become a professional if you jump into the field. Okay, guys, with that, thank you very much and see you next time.